In the richest country on earth, there exists a world that most people never see or choose not to. Beyond the glass towers of New York, beyond the glamorous palm trees of Los Angeles, past the highways of prosperity and the cities that light up the night sky, lies a hidden America. Not one built on dreams, but on desperation. Not one of upward mobility, but of downward spirals. This is the America of the forgotten, the abandoned, the invisible, the poor and the homeless. It's easy to talk about the economy in numbers, GDP, unemployment rates, Wall Street records, but those numbers say nothing about the man sleeping on a park bench in the dead of winter, wrapped in a garbage bag. They don't speak of the woman walking aimlessly through the night because she's too afraid to close her eyes. They ignore the families squeezed into motel rooms, children doing homework under flickering yellow lights with no guarantee of food the next day. This is poverty in America. It doesn't just exist. It spreads like a quiet fire, swallowing people whole while the world moves on. You don't become homeless all at once. It starts slow. First, you miss a bill, then rent. Maybe you lost your job, or your hours got cut, or you got sick and couldn't work. Then your car breaks down and suddenly the dominoes fall. Friends help at first. You crash on a couch. You ask for extensions. But then one day, you're out of favors. The paycheck doesn't come. The landlord doesn't wait. And just like that, you're outside, carrying your life in a bag, walking into a world you never imagined would be yours. Most people think homelessness is a choice, that if someone wanted to change, they could. But that's not how the streets work. The moment you're out there, the rules change. You are no longer a citizen. You're a shadow. You can't get a job without an address. You can't get housing without a job. You can't shower, eat, or rest without worrying that something will be stolen. Every single day becomes a survival game, and no one helps. No one stops. They look through you like glass. You become something people pretend not to see. Women, especially, suffer the most brutal fate. Vulnerability on the streets is not just about being cold or hungry. It's about being hunted. A woman alone outside is a target. Many are raped. Many are abused. Some get into relationships just for protection. But the cost of that protection is often more abuse. Others are forced to sell their bodies, not for drugs, not for thrills, but to eat, to sleep indoors, to avoid being beaten. It's not prostitution in the way people think. It's not a business. It's desperation. It's choosing between being used or being dead. And when your body is no longer enough, when hope is a memory, that's when the drugs come in. They don't enter lives through thrill-seeking. They enter through pain. Fentanyl, heroin, meth, these are not recreational. They are medicine for wounds that will never heal. When you've lost everything, including yourself, the high is the only place left that doesn't hurt, and the streets are full of it. Dealers don't just sell drugs, they sell silence, warmth, sleep, and once you're hooked, it's over. You can't get out. Rehab is expensive, detox is brutal, and no one is coming to rescue you. People with untreated mental illness are everywhere on the streets, talking to themselves, screaming at nothing, walking barefoot through snow. Some have been discharged from psych wards with nowhere to go. Others were abused, neglected, or abandoned. They don't know what's real anymore. They hallucinate. They forget to eat. They self-harm, and the system treats them like criminals. Police are called. They're locked up. Not helped, not healed, just moved along to the next alley or jail cell. Out of sight, out of mind. There is no real mental health safety net in America, not for the poor. Therapy is expensive. Medication is inconsistent. And if you're homeless, forget it. No doctor will treat you without insurance. No clinic will prioritize you when you don't even have ID. And so the mentally ill fall deeper. They lose language, awareness, even identity. They become bodies drifting through time, forgotten by the country that promised life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And with poverty, with addiction, with mental illness, comes crime. Not because poor people are evil, but because they are cornered. Stealing food is a crime. Sleeping in a doorway is a crime. Asking for money is a crime. Existing in a place where people don't want to see you? That's enough to get you arrested. And once you've been in jail, your record follows you everywhere. Try getting a job with a misdemeanor. Try finding a landlord who'll rent to you. Every door slams shut, and you're left outside again, alone, labeled, broken. But the crime goes both ways. Homeless people are more likely to be victims than perpetrators. They are robbed, assaulted, set on fire, beaten for sport, laughed at while they bleed. Their tents are destroyed, their belongings thrown away by sanitation workers. They are not protected, they are not defended, and when they cry for help, no one hears them. The irony is that this suffering exists in the same country that spends billions on weapons, on stadiums, on luxury apartments that sit empty. In the same cities where hedge fund managers sip $30 cocktails, people die of exposure one block away. There are more vacant homes in America than homeless people, more wealth than anyone can spend in 10 lifetimes. Yet the poor are blamed for being poor. Get a job. Work harder. Stop using drugs. As if it were that simple. As if trauma, loss, hunger, and decades of systemic failure could be erased with a pep talk. It's not about laziness, it's about hopelessness. And you can't fix hopelessness by ignoring it. You can't punish people into wellness. You can't arrest your way out of poverty. What the poor need is not judgment, but dignity. Not lectures, but housing. Not pity, but policy. But none of that happens. Instead, America builds more jails than shelters, cuts funding for addiction programs, closes mental health clinics, turns homelessness into a crime rather than a crisis. Some people on the street still fight every day. They try to work, to stay clean, to apply for housing. But the wait lists are years long. The jobs don't pay enough. The help never arrives. Others have given up. They've stopped talking, stopped hoping. They lie on sidewalks in fetal positions. They wander highways barefoot. They disappear before your eyes, because in their minds, they're already gone. And still, this country claims to be the greatest on earth. But what kind of greatness lets its people live like this? What kind of freedom allows millions to go without shelter, food, or medicine? What kind of democracy turns away from its weakest citizens? The truth is, America has the money. It has the power. What it doesn't have is the will. And until that changes, the tents will keep spreading. The overdoses will keep rising. The streets will remain graveyards of forgotten dreams. If you're watching this, don't turn away. Don't pretend this doesn't affect you. Because poverty is contagious. It spreads through inequality, through silence, through ignorance. One illness, one layoff, one wrong turn, and it could be you. And if that day comes, you'll pray that someone sees you, that someone fights for you, that someone gives a damn. So today, be that someone for others. Speak up. Ask better of your leaders. See the people no one else sees. And remind this country that no human being deserves to be thrown away, because the poor in America are not weak. They are not worthless. They are survivors of a system that broke its promises, and their story deserves to be told, not just with statistics, but with truth, with rage, with compassion, and with the simple human belief that every person deserves a place to call home.